And welcome back to the second half. So, someone's going to challenge Voraga and you're going to accept. You can brew up, so you can 12k health. You can use Excalibur and overload while you're up here just before you get pushed off. A team of 6, you'll take 8,333. I would recommend eating a rock tail first so you have some health points and leaving your prayer off. If you get a red bomb after you straight away, a resonance with the shield on and climb this rock right here. And then run north and climb this wall right here. You can use your super restore now, or prayer potion now. So then you run up to the north side and you jump this gap right here. So you click on Voraga and you evoke him and you stand in this spot right here to get Voraga in the right spot. Then you can walk along to this platform and try and stand on the edge, but do not jump off. So you can stand here and just do DPS like normal. I have no idea where my phone has gone. So when Voraga is roughly around 45 to 30,000 HP, you need an inventory spot 3, and you're going to want to jump on the edge of the cliff and jump onto Voraga. So adjust your camera and DPS Voraga down. You can stall adrenaline for the next phase by using shield abilities, but don't use freedom or voke. They will come in handy. So pray melee if you want to take half the damage and stand somewhere roughly close to the tank. And just hit Voraga. So the tank should surge away when he takes the second. You'll see DPS or the bomb tank take 2, and when he bleeds you, you're Thief, and you just freedom the bleed. And then 3 attacks after the last bleed, he will do a reflex so you get off. And you'll see the gravity orbs just like that. Run to them and click on them. Voraga needs to be within 10 squares. So after that, when you can get back on, sunshine, DPS down. Second phase isn't really about DPS. You only DPS if you want to get the drops, but it's still worth it. So the bombs just took 1, the bombs took 3, then we evoke and we freed them once we have the bleed. And then 1 attack, 2 attack, 3 attack, off for reflect. And you'll see the gravity orb like that. The base tank should run to Voraga and click on the orb and make him take it. He needs a total of 4 orbs before you can go to the next phase for bring me down. So once you can get back on, just get back on and DPS again. Try to sunshine as soon as you can get back on, otherwise it's going to be a waste. So that was 3, that was 4, and you evoke, and you freedom the bleed. I took 1,000 there because I was praying soul split. If I was praying melee, I'd only take 500. And DPS again, and use third attack and reflect. So I'm not cutting any of this out. I'm not trying to do the best we can. This is just one of our kills that I've recorded. And back on for more DPS to try and get a drop at the end. So when he punches the ground, so he's just punched the tank once, that's 1 bleed, that's 2 bleed, bomb tank should evoke, 3 bleed, 4 bleed, we evoke, and we freedom. and 1 attack, 2 attack, 3 attack, and off. And the gravity field, so if you click on it you'll get the box. So this is Bring Me Down. You're going to want to spam click him, try and keep your adrenaline up, because this is where you're going to need some serious DPS. So once you finish clicking him, your camera goes back to the way you should. You should Sunshine, or Metamorphosis, or Death Swiftness, and DPS like crazy with Adrenaline Pop. And there will be a piece of Voraga's body. If you successful, land on the floor. You should also get the green click box. If his HP was too high, your bomb tank should try and walk him. If you get a red bomb, run away from your team, and you'll only take 2k damage. The closer you are to your team, the more damage you'll take. So you need 3 inventory spots to pick up the pieces. So you only the pieces drop on phase 1, 2, and 4. So on the 3rd phase on Scops, you're going to want to stand on the south side and pray melee and attack the Scopulous minion, also keeping it away from the base tank. Not the base tank, the bomb tank, sorry. The closer the minions get together, they become stronger. So you shouldn't let them get close together. You can't stun them. The way to move them is to walk and Voke, or walk them. So you're just going to want to carry on DPSing your minion. And as I can see here, their minion has less health points than ours. So you shouldn't really let your minion walk off, but we had some issues here. So when the minion says Ra, you're supposed to devotion, because you'll take a lot of damage. He's pretty pissed off his brother died. So coming on to phase 4, and that is waterfalls. So you can stall some adrenaline here. Try and stay anywhere close to 100%. You need 3 waterfalls to successfully pass the 4th phase. So on this phase, a waterfall is going to spawn, and you're going to want to run behind here. Your teammates should be calling them out. You need to be as close in as possible and not touching the water, otherwise you will take 8 to 9k damage, I believe. And then you run straight back out and attack for aggro. A clone will spawn, as you can see here through my click box, my chat box, I'm sorry. And you need to pray what you are using and kill that clone before Voraga can take any damage. He can take damage, but you're not going to hit any more than 200s. So when the minion is dead, you're going to want to keep DPSing, because you're going to be Voking again on this phase. And the Vokes should come pretty soon. So that's 1 attack, 2 bleeds, 3 bleeds, 4 bleeds, and 5 bleed. Then the tank should take straight back, and 3 attacks, and then off and ready for waterfall. I see someone dropping sarim flasks on the floor. And you run to the waterfall again. And to get quickly out of the waterfall, you can spam click on Voraga, and you won't come out until the waterfall is gone, or you can escape back out. If you surge, you're going to be standing under him. So as you can see, my teammate Arnold here has a clone, and he is attacking that. So you're going to carry on DPS and Voraga down. You don't want to take him anything past 30,000. If you do, it'll reset and it'll just make it harder for you. So that's 1 bleed, 2 bleed, 3 bleed, and 4, and we take for 5. You shouldn't really use revolution on this, it does cause some issues. And off for the reflect, ready for another waterfall. So for the third waterfall, you just run straight into it and come out and DPS him down. And Voraga is dead. There'll be a small little stick on the floor. Should go and pick that up anytime soon. You can leave it till phase 5 to pick it up, but you're going to take hundreds until you've made the mule. So if you collect the ancient weapon handle, you can put the mule together and you can put it on your ability bar. So on phase 5 you're going to want to pray melee, and you'll have timers. When your timer is at 5 seconds, you should run to the north wall so your team doesn't take damage, and off for the reflect. To make it easier for yourselves, you should stay out of melee distance. There will be bleeds on this phase, anyone can take them. So you just freedom those. If you take the first bleed, you should run back to the west side and clear the bleed, because the more damage that you take, the more Voraga will push you back. Voraga pushes you back by the amount of damage he deals. Any amount by 10,000 he will push back. You need to do the same amount of damage. Sometimes you don't get any bombs, and if you don't, you should stay there and carry on DPSing and still stay off the reflex. And straight back on when he does his first melee attack. There's not much really to this phase apart from clear your own